I know I'm pretty sure you're thinking not yet another ChatGPT discussion. That actually like proves a point that this technology or this kind of revolution is real to our industry, which it deals with a brand having to talk to your customers on various occasions, generally called as CX, mostly in the customer support domain, but marketing and sales kind of fits in together. Uh, right? Very quickly, I want to talk a little bit about the organization I come from. Locobuzz is a unified CX platform. We help brands communicate better with its customer on digital touch points. We do it with, we lead this with social media listening, and that enables brands to kind of like they can monitor their presence, they can monitor their campaign. Once you monitor the conversations that are directed to you, you can also respond to them. That's the area of focus of today's conversation, how AI here can really improve the experience of the agent and also the experience of the customer with the brand. We also help brands to manage presence on social channels, ability to publish, plan, orchestrate the whole approval mechanism that is there. And then you can conduct a comprehensive market and competitive analytics where you can uncover your competitive marketing strategy. All of this is powered by our platforms, which our platform's ability to have workflows and automation in various spaces, and a purpose-built BI capability, because while you build all of this, you want to look at analytics at each stage to kind of better this, right? So we work on all of these customer touch points with social first, and messaging and reviews and other things follow on. Thereby giving a brand a unified customer experience platform and a customer view to operate with. We integrate with CRMs. We understand the importance of CRMs. It holds a lot of transactional and relational data of the customer. We power that with the conversational data that we have from social and other digital channels. Yeah. So we've all heard about Gen AI already, so I'm not going to talk about this at all. But my conversation here is to tell you what's already happening. We have we have a product on this running. We have some of the customers using it and what they're actually seeing with the use of these things, right? So let's actually look back on some of the technological shifts that we have all lived through. First is the internet that gave, from a brand perspective, internet gave our customers a lot of channels to talk to us, and brand had to be present and respond there, right? Then came the cloud. Cloud gave us a lot of choice to buy a lot of software. Now we bought a lot of point solutions that helped a micro use case that solved a challenge for the day. But actually, when you look back, it actually created quite a lot of challenge, because data now resides in silos. How do you match that? The latest revolution right now is the generative AI. Now this is really a technology shift that one can really leverage on, because many knowledge workers, that is a customer support environment or anything, needs to create a content, which could be a response, which could be in marketing, which could be in sales. That is now handled by AI that is accurate, that is efficient. It does it in few seconds, and you're able to like do a lot of rich personalization, because you can just tell it, you know, this many attributes about your customer. It can kind of create a very good personalization there, and it breaks down the knowledge barrier, right? This is your personal Google search connected to an AI, which can now answer almost any question that is coming out of your knowledge base. Why we feel GPT in customer service is very, very relevant, and it is available today, because customer service in mostly it is a text-based ones today that we see, and it's natural language. So GPT is built for natural language applications, and you need accuracy in response. That is where we stress a lot, because agent agent, one of the questions that we keep asking, we all have our bankers. If I ask you, what is the fixed rate of interest of your bank? Top of your mind, can you recall? It's the same thing for the agent. They have to perhaps memorize a lot of these things. They can't, hence they look into a knowledge base. Now, looking into a knowledge base, searching for the right content, then reading from it and crafting a response. It's a lot of work. After you see how the ChatGPT works, right? It really looks like a lot of work today, right? And what's in store for us in the CX industry is ability to continuously improve, uh, enabling multilingual and multi-skilled agents without having those many skilled agents. You can augment your agents with these kind of skills, right? And customer support is a team sport. It's never in isolation that you are trying to help your customer. You either need to talk to another team or integrate with their system so that you don't have to talk, your systems do now, right? So those are the things that we are able to see. Some of the challenges that we feel is going to solve, some of the interesting ones are, first thing is the people movement. This is an industry, unfortunately, is plagued with a lot of attrition. The agents, the talent of the agents and the experience is that this is perhaps their first job. They aspire for a little more in a couple of months' time, and they move. So brands usually like spend quite a bit to train them, perhaps will go in vain. So that is a huge challenge that a ChatGPT can now solve, right? Then high volumes, as you know, there could be a surge any bad day, and how do you deal with it? Then looking at knowledge barriers. Not every agent is trained, or not every agent has the same level of knowledge to reply to a particular situation. Hence, we have created skill-based routing and all of that concept, because skill was an issue, knowledge was also an issue. With this, with GPT-like technologies, you can now really hone the entire knowledge base in the technology that can automatically search because of the question that you have, and then suggest an answer. We have a product around that, and we would like to show that. And round-the-clock availability, right? Why should a human work in the night? Why should they be nocturnal while machines can do this? And then emotional intelligence. Customer support is a very, very hard job. They are dealing with one disgruntled customer to the next one between just 1-2 tickets. Now, these agents can get frustrated pretty soon. Hence, you can see a lack of empathy. As a customer, when you actually talk to a customer support executive, that perhaps is your customer side first conversation of the day. It could be 30th conversation of a similar kind. Their emotional quotient can deteriorate very soon. Hence, we can see a lot of templated response. They would forget your pleases and thank yous. That's why we need a technology that can kind of fill in these gaps so that customer experience does not find these gaps, right? What do we feel is the AI roadmap? The speaker before me from Swiggy did a very good job. Everything I agree about it, but one thing we feel is the future is now. It's about our mindset of can we adapt to it now. The stage one is where we are today. About 50% of your conversations can be handled with this kind of technology, right? Your inquiry for price, your inquiry for so many things, which has a written down answer elsewhere. Why should you rewrite it in a new sentence and that to be written by a human? Machines can do that, perhaps can do it better. I can speak for myself. I use ChatGPT about so many times in a day. My quality of writing an email is improved like through the roof. I'm sure many people resonate with that too, right? Then second stage is talking about, hey, where's my order? Usually what happens for where's my order is like, okay, tell me a customer identification information like mobile number or anything. Then I have to now go check in a separate system to just a status check. That's a API call away, right? So we internally we call it API to AI. API gives me an information. AI like it frames a sentence on it. Now, second thing can also be customer support also takes request. Request needs a input somewhere else to be actioned. That again can be handled because while it can answer the question, it can read the question very, very well and knows what it can do, right? We call this AI to API. And the third stage is the autopilot mode. Autopilot mode is where you're sitting in a Tesla. Maybe day one you don't want to take your hands off the steering, but as you get comfortable, you can actually sit in the back seat and let it drive. Where do you, with this thing, where do you need a human agent here? For the edge cases. There may be edge cases, you may need a human agent, but also train these fewer agents that you may now have into doing something more like a decisioning perhaps, or even like prompt the AI to give a certain type of response, or better yet, analytics. Look at what's happening, look at how can I make my processes better so that it can have it can have an immediate and a long-lasting and a scalable impact, right? Introducing Response Genie is a Locobuzz's feature that we leverage Microsoft OpenAI APIs to give these functionalities inside our product to the agents on demand. Today, it is available for on demand where people say, I need help here. What kind of help? How do I respond to this ticket? Locobuzz is able to look at your knowledge base, find relevant content, generate a response, and suggest that. Agents can, after this, let's say you want to rephrase that, or I want to tweak my response. Let's say I know the answer, I have typed it out. You want to tweak that to your, let's say, change the tonality. Maybe you have missed few pleases and thank yous. You may want to add that. You may want to change the tone. You may want to change the language. You can do that too, right? I have a video to play. Just, can we not? Yeah.
Customer experience officers. Are you struggling to draft the perfect response to your customer inquiries? Do you find it challenging to ensure quick and correct responses were given out to customers all the time? Do not worry. We have a solution for you. Introducing Locobuzz Response Genie. With Response Genie, you can provide top-notch customer service with ease. Response Genie offers personalized response suggestions in real time, powered by Azure OpenAI. Say goodbye to manual drafting and hello to increased efficiency and exceptional service. Response Genie also streamlines customer service by delivering accurate and consistent responses tailored to each customer's needs. Let's take a closer look at how it works. Customer service reps can find this option in any Locobuzz ticket response box. A suggestion can be called and used on demand. Users can edit the text before sending it to the customers. The AI engine analyzes the conversation history and uses your brand guidelines and knowledge base and formulates the perfect response within seconds. You can also use a series of modifications like elaborating the response or changing the tone to formal or empathetic. Even translate the response into any of the 100+ languages supported. When the feature is turned on in our much-loved chat experience window designed to manage quick interactions with customers over WhatsApp, Instagram DM, and Facebook Messenger, the response can be auto-suggested for every incoming customer message. This reduces response time drastically and increases efficiencies to manage multiple customers at the same time. Response Genie are trained by your existing knowledge base to ensure that the responses provided are accurate and aligned with the brand's messaging. As you can see, Response Genie makes it easy to provide quick and accurate responses to customer inquiries across any digital channels like social media, email, review response, messaging, and live chat. And with Microsoft Azure OpenAI powering the feature, you can trust that the suggestions are always up to date and relevant. Transform your customer service experience with Response Genie. Get started today.
All right. So let me quickly jump on to how you can train a knowledge base. This is where a lot of engineering has gone through. What Locobuzz has done here is ability to give long-term memory for GPT. As you know, GPT kind of maxes out at X tokens. We have been able to give it a longer term memory, thereby ability to fit your 200-page 500-page documentation of all your question and answers, right? That's how easy that can be done. And you can train it in like just copy paste, literally, there's no tech involved. Copy paste that into our platform, and that would be there. Some of the very interesting thing, we have about few customers live on this. We expected that there will be AHT down and things like that, common things that we are all talking about. We expected that, and some of the things was very surprising. We really did not think that this is how people would use it. They're now not using the canned responses or the templates that they had built over the years, because this is now giving you a better response. It kind of gives you a variation so that you don't sound robotic, right? Many a times, a speaker before me also said this, right? It's human agents, but it sounds like it's the same response given to everybody. Looks like it's a bot. That's with a lot of brands today. They can all change with this technology pretty soon, right? So our customers are able to see this through. And another one that we heard is knowledge base is great. People would need to refer to that, but it is a time-consuming thing. Albeit it could take about 30 seconds to 1 minute. It does take that time, and you need to search for the right thing. There's a lot of human dependency. Human error should be factored there. So with these technologies, you can now automatically search. You don't even have to like open that page. In your box where you respond to your customers, a suggestion is already there. And Locobuzz is also telling you that is this answer coming from your knowledge base, so you know this is the right answer. Sometimes the questions, you may not have an answer to a new question, but GPT is has kind of worldly knowledge. It does give you a suggestion. We show you with caution that this is coming out of knowledge base. You want to read this once, right? So that you're aware of these things, right? So thank you. Like to take any questions. Hey.
Can it also read the conversational, the conversations, the voice-based conversations that's happening between the customer and the agent, and can it prompt the agents to respond in a particular manner?
So this is currently working on text-based channels on our platform. So on our platform, what it does, it looks at ongoing conversation. It's not only for your first level response. You can actually do it at the third or fifth message. You can call it, reads the entire conversation, it knows the context, it is connected to your knowledge base. So it kind of does a job an agent would. And you can, again, rest everything is configuration, because people have varied level of confidence on this. You may want to switch on so that every answer coming out of knowledge base can be automatically pushed. You don't need a person to person to just check it. So those kind of things are available. People are using that. Your knowledge base is like a holy grail. It's a document. Everybody is referring to that. Let a machine with accuracy refer to that.
And can you come up with different versions or different templates of the same response?
Oh, yeah.
Depending on who you are interacting with. Say, for example, some customers might expect the responses to be a little more formal. Others might just need a one-word answer and then they are done with it.
So currently we have given this functionality to the agent because we want to put them still in the driving seat. So they can click on few buttons to change it to the tone they want. They can click on the same button to refresh this answer again. So it gives you a newer answer meaning the same thing, but said it in a different way. Change tone, change language if you need. So those kind of things are there. We're seeing a lot of people are typing one sentence answer and pressing on a button which says make it longer and more professional. Voila, you have about 3 or 4 lines answer. What Locobuzz has done is when it is aware of the channel that it is responding to. So if it is a Twitter, it knows how much to respond within. But again, should you want to override it, you're about a couple of buttons away to override that.
Sure. Thanks.
So follow up to that question, right? So when an agent is modifying the answer, Does the model train itself at the back end with the new input, or does it stay static?
No, the when the person is trying to change the answers, that person is trying to change the tonality of it. We don't need to train the system back for the tonality. Tonality is a choice of the agent. That's how we see it. Tonality is a choice of the agent at that moment in time. We don't want to like relearn from that to generalize that. However, let's say the brand wants to be formal all the time. We have a thing, we have ways where you can declaratively tell that my brand is this, this, this. All the response has to be formal. So, I'm sure you guys have used GPT. It's like a fantastic technology. It listens to what we say. So, all right. Any other question? So we're around. Locobuzz has a booth there. I will be around if you have more questions. If you want to check out a quick demo, please stop by. Love to meet you there. Thank you so much for staying back. A lot of them have gone for the lunch, but thank you so much. It means a lot that you guys stayed.